Yeah. Wait, should we record this? Because I saw this on my feed and I was going to leave a comment and I saw your comment on it. And then I
Yeah.
didn't even end up leaving my comment.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes. Okay.
Okay. When you start your business, no one ever prepares you for what's in store. So finding someone else who just gets it is sometimes the thing that can keep you pushing towards those big vision board business goals.
We're turning our Zoom coffee chats into a weekly, unfiltered podcast for online business owners. There were so many good ones, we always wanted to record them and repurpose them for content anyways. And that's on being a social media manager.
I'm Jessica Sheehy.
And I'm Madeleine Digan. And this is
hashtag
managed. I think it's perfect.
I like it. I like it.
So I know the past two episodes have been, I don't think heavy's even the right word, chaotic. But is chaotic really?
Yeah,
Yeah, I guess we can say.
I feel like it's chaotic energy, at least in my eyes. Like,
Uh-huh. Well, to add to our chaos, so I also want to give a shout out to our community, but also one of like my mentees, Meg, who I feel like I've talked about Meg a little bit, maybe last year,
Mhm.
and we met through one of my old clients, wedding industry, whatever. And she's working for a lot of boutiques now. And I get a text today and she's like, "You'll never believe like who I saw at market." And the market I'm talking about is like the big Atlanta market where wholesalers go, like that's where boutiques go to bring in new products, so on and so forth. And lo and behold, she did. She saw the infamous, is that a yeah?
Infamous. Yeah.
Yeah, infamous boutique, and she let me know that she talked to them and just, believe praised me and then just walked away. And I was like, "Thank you for having my back." To be a fly on the wall.
Mhm.
And I just love this community because I feel like there's other listeners who, if they were to ever come across, I feel like we have that the audience and community where there would be multiple people who put on the fighting gloves for us if they were to ever come
Mhm.
across some of our old clients and been like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and
Oh,
not
yeah.
necessarily in a bad way, but it's like, "You hurt my friend."
Mhm.
Hurt people hurt people.
Yes.
But
Yes, 100%, which we would definitely do, like, we would reciprocate as well, like,
yes.
that goes without saying, but I love that. I love that they were, like, your cheerleaders out in the wild and, like, just did the fact that like, thought popped up to do that, I think it's just hilarious, and I hope, like, that landed in the right ear, if you know.
Right, right. This could backfire. Who knows? Like, it's
Right.
funny because what if actually
Next
come
week's gonna be a whole other story,
oh,
guys.
where it's like, "Actually, you guys, she really did fire me this time."
Doing
But
it for the plot. Doing it for the
doing it for the plot, doing it for the plot. Exactly. And on that note, let's get into our weekly reports. Let's have you kick it off this week because I feel like I've been kicking it off the past couple weeks.
Okay, yes. Yeah, let's shake things up a little bit. So for my weekly report, I feel like I have to put this disclaimer, like, I'm reading/listening to The Let Them Theory by Mel Robbins, and if you listened to last week's episode, I talked about this, but this is one of those books, like, I am, like, note-taking, and I'm listening to this one, so if I were in my Kindle, I'd be highlighting like crazy, but it's just so good. I'm, like, going back, re-listening. I love how it's just every thought of this theory is, like, well articulated, and I always think that, like, certain books, like, pop up into your life at, like, the best times, whether
Hmm.
it be fiction or nonfiction. So I feel like this is gonna be it's gonna take me a while to go through it because I wanna just be very, like, intentional with it, and I know at some point throughout the year, I'm gonna bring it back, and I'm gonna be like, "Hey, guys, I'm rereading this again, and I'm making it my personality." But really recommend it as well. Eating, I am obsessed with these stuffed dates with peanut butter.
Mm,
Like,
mhm.
it's just so good. A good, like, sweet little, like, salty from a peanut butter, treat. So, also you could say treating myself to that as well. I'm playing this is a older podcast. Again, last week I mentioned I've been saving a lot of podcasts and I re-listen to them and I kind of like absorb them. I don't know. I think of them as like little lessons that I loved and I go back to. And so this podcast is older. It's from a past client actually. Her name is Sally. It's the Hitting Rock Middle podcast. Really, really great episode on the law of attraction. And so that'll be the specific one that I'll link in for you guys. But if you know anything about the law of attraction, it's it's just something I'm really like focusing on with, my January mindset work that I'm doing. Um, so playing that, obsessing over an upcoming rebrand, like if you kind of get where I'm coming at, like it's gonna be pretty big. So that's all I'm gonna leave it at. But I'm really obsessed over it. And I just feel like I needed a good, like, creative project, like a good creative work project, if that makes sense. Recommending that you look in to how you can use AI more. This is something that I'm doing. I'm just trying to figure out like what are better tools that I can use to like be more productive and or creative. So I'm testing like a lot of different things. I'm trying to use like ChatGPT to help me like ideate things more, like administratively, like those are the tasks that bog me down. So having it help me with that. And just really recommending that you lean into it in those areas that you feel like we talked about in last week's episode, things that drain you, like use AI for those to give you more space for, your creativity. And I'm going to treat myself to a massage. And this is obviously inspired by Maddie, but I am just like, you know what? I was just so inspired by having listening to her saying she's going to treat herself to one. And I'm like, you know what? I just won. I need one desperately, desperately. Um, and honestly, the last time that I got a massage, I'm like so embarrassed to admit it, but it was the last year when I came to visit Maddie in Charleston when we met for the first time. Like, after that weekend, we, like, went to Isle of Palms and we stayed at a resort, and that was the last massage that I received, and I'm like, "What is
Mm.
wrong with myself?" So I need to treat myself to that, and that's my weekly report.
Wait, I'm being nosy. Where are you going to get your massage?
Okay, so I don't know. I was
Okay.
gonna test
I was like, "Ooh."
Wait, I don't know. I'll send you a couple of places that
Okay.
I'm thinking because I feel like whenever I don't know, do you feel this way too? Like, whenever I'm, like, craving a specific massage, if
Mhm.
that makes sense, I feel like different places deliver, like, different vibes. Do you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like, so
Mhm.
so I'm not really, like, 100% sure yet, but we'll just see.
Yes.
We'll
Yes. Yes. Okay. Okay. Okay, I love that. So, for my weekly report, I'm gonna butcher this. Gravi Gravitius?
Is it gravitas? I feel like I've
Gravitas.
heard this
Well,
before.
so
Yeah.
yes, because Harmony and Brianna, like, the girls met the author
Okay, okay.
at their yes, and we kind of sorry if this is your doubt, we kinda decided without you that this was gonna be our, like, book club.
I'm guys, I'm gonna send a very mean I'm just kidding, I can't like to the
It
team.
was like, literally right before break, though, 'cause obviously, they said they met this person, I was like, "Oh, okay, I'm gonna order it." Well, I
Mhm.
ordered it right before, cause they did that right before the holidays,
Yeah. Yes,
and
before
I
we went on break.
yes, and I ordered it, but I just got it this week, so
Oh, so if I wanna be part of the club, I need
yes. No, it was like our January, so yes, yes,
okay,
yes, yes.
there's time.
And then I'm eating homemade chocolate mint bark with cashews. So good. I'll link the recipe because it's in one of my cycle syncing cookbooks. That's where I got it from. And then I'm playing the Cheers podcast with Avery Woods. I'm obsessing over unwell hydration, and I can't remember if I actually included this in a past report. I don't think I did. I think I talked about
Okay.
it on my story, but I'm obsessed and I haven't shared my blind reaction. I need to again, social media is not real. Well, I had it. I need to do a taste test. But the mango is my favorite and then the strawberry. Mango and strawberry. Orange is just okay to me. Then I am recommending that you go out and buy slash treat yourself to In the Flow by Alyssa Feedy. I just if I could send it to if I had everybody's address and all the money in the world, I would be
Mhm,
buying this book for literally every woman, middle schooler in the world.
mhm.
I every this needs to be your Bible for feminine repro I don't even know. Just go
Yeah.
buy it, okay? Go buy it. Then I'm treating myself so at the time of this record so unmarked or marked men with Chase Stokes is coming out this
Mhm.
week on Wednesday,
Oh, okay.
and I am definitely going to see that by myself because we're gonna be like, "What am I watching?" Like, I it's definitely giving, like, 50 Shades of Grey vibes, and I'm just like, "You know what? It's fine." I'm I love going to movies by myself,
Mhm.
honestly, and
Yeah.
just also Brendan knows, like, he knows I love Chase, so
Mhm.
I love my husband too, obviously, but
Yep.
anyways, okay. And on that note, let's switch into the water cooler.
Join us at the water cooler.
Let's hear a question from one of our listeners and see how we can help.
Yeah, let's do it. We're really gonna switch things up, guys, because I'm gonna read the water cooler this week. So I hope I don't butcher this. I have a very long post ahead. So please bear with us. But we've been seeing so many posts like this one in the hashtag managed collective Facebook community.
Mm,
So collectively as a team, we just thought, you know what, we have to bring this in. So it starts with mini vent. I'm tired of working in social media management. I've been doing it for 7 years, and I found the clients I've been working with recently have been getting worse. It seems as though a lot of them don't really want an expert, just someone to toss things up on social media and answer their messages. They rarely listen to my suggestions and speak quite condescendingly to me, as if I'm just the social media girl. I have to keep firing clients after working with them for a few months because they have unrealistic expectations, don't respect my work hours, or want extra things outside of their package without paying for it. I've even had clients forget to pay me or pay me with checks that bounce. I
mhm.
have a few clients that only hire me to make content, and I think I want to switch to offering content creation services only throughout this year, where I supply the edited content and they post at their convenience. I enjoy the content creation side way more, and I think it released me from so many of the expectations that clients have about social media. Does anyone else feel this way? Has someone successfully made the switch to another area in social media that isn't like this? How can I stop getting such bad clients? I feel like I needed to take like a really big just breath and like
Mhm.
release this like negative energy from this. And I have so many thoughts. I just want to start with like, if you're feeling this way, you're not alone. Like I said, we've seen so many posts in the group like this. And honestly, like in full like transparency, like in hashtag managed fashion, like Maddie and I have been feeling like not like we're over this, we're throwing in the towel. Like we're still grinding, guys. We're still going, but like we've really been thinking and looking at the mirror of like what we do and how we work with clients. And honestly, it just says this year has like driven us even more to like the hashtag managed side, which is very fun. So know that you're not alone. And if you're in this situation, know that there is a much better path. Like, I really want to stress that if you're working with these, for lack of a better term, nightmare clients who are forgetting to pay you, question everything you do, want you to work outside of scope, want you to go over hours without paying. I mean, the whole writing a check that bounces, that's just on an ethical level, so I'm not even gonna mention that. But these nightmare clients, they exist, but you know who also exists? Like dream clients. Like dream clients who will let you take over the reins of an Instagram account and they won't question the results. They'll give you that trust. They'll let you do what you're there to do in managing their social media account. They'll pay you on time. Heck, they'll ask how they can pay you ahead of time. Like that has happened before and it's such a nice feeling when it does happen. Um those clients exist. And it really is thinking about it in the sense of how do you attract those better fit clients? Because there are so many clients in the world. Like so many. Like I think one of the reasons why like Maddie and I clicked years and years ago is we like never looked at each other and we're like, you're gonna take my clients. No, you're gonna take my clients. Like, wait, I have this like crazy client story. And we were like, wait, no, I have this crazy client story. Like, let's, we can see like the similarities between both. And so, really thinking about who are these people that you're working with? Whatever industry they're in, whatever personality type they are, whatever revenue bracket they're in, how much money they're bringing in, how they view social media, maybe how their team is structured, if they don't have a team, however that looks like. Write down all of those things and change it. Like go higher, like go after different clients. And if that looks like taking and eliminating the stuff you hate doing, and maybe it's this working with these bad clients, but maybe it's the non-content creation thing that you mentioned, like go for that. Like I think that is 100% the advice we gave last week on avoiding burnout. Like you can totally have permission and you can create a really lucrative business of being a content creator as well.
Mhm.
It exists.
And to add to that, I just feel like this is the social media manager's year to lean into their influence and lean into our own influencer era with user generated content too, where
Mhm.
we do. And that goes back a few episodes, I think, now too, where it's like remembering to create for you, remembering why. I think we all need to get back to the root of why we started our business and why we love it. And obviously, I think for me, it's to create, to inspire, and to connect. Like obviously, the connection is a big one, and I hate that we're seeing so many of these type of messages in the Facebook group. But I hope whoever's listening also feels that big sigh of relief, or not even sigh of relief, but that sigh of like, okay, I'm not alone in this. I'm not alone in feeling this way. How do I get out of this? What you were saying.
Mhm.
And I just, yeah, I agree with everything you said, Jessica. Just adding to trying out those different services even, and dare I say too, I think this has to be for another episode in itself, or yeah, another episode. But Jessica, I want to bring actually one something you and I were saying in Slack, I think it was earlier this week, and that was we've been talking about how it almost feels like clients are organic socials. Like people are just like, "Oh, again, that feeling of it, anybody can do it. The intern, like you're just the intern." And it feels like, the paid marketers and the influencer marketers are getting a lot of the attention or being taken seriously as they should be.
Mhm.
But it still takes that team, and I guarantee you the paid marketers and the influencer marketers would all the strategy, they're also gonna tell you you need your organic marketing team
Mhm.
as well.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm glad you brought that up because I think, like, it's such an interesting thing, you know? I'm trying to like, I unfortunately my brain thinks in the way of, like, okay, there's a problem, there's, like, one solution, like, that's not how the world works at all or, like, how business works. So I think in my head, I'm thinking, like, "Okay, why aren't clients prioritizing organic social?" And then I really think about it from a deeper level, and I'm like, "Have they ever?" Like, has it
Mm.
ever really been a big you know, like a big thing in the
Mhm.
forefront, you know, and I think it's different for every business owner, every industry, every what level of marketing team they have that they put different pressures on what's important and what matters the most to them. And it's funny because I feel like even like I've talked to so many business owners in the course of like social savvy. And there's sometimes where I talk to business owners and influencers are their bread and butter. They put all their money into influencer marketing or it's paid ads and they
Mhm.
put all their money into paid ads and like while it's still yielding great results, like it's they're lacking on the organic side, you know? And as we all know, like when we think about just think about your favorite brand on in general. Like, you know, they have great social media, they have great email marketing. They're going to pop up on Google first thing. Their ads are hilarious. They're, you know, they make sense, they're relatable. Like everything they do is great. And I think so many times like you said this, Maddie, and I wish I, like, had it, like, word for word of what it was, but you said one time that, like, you don't have to be a Fortune 500 company to have Fortune 500 marketing, and I always think back to organic marketing, like, if businesses and brands just put a little bit of effort into that, like, it you only have to be 1% better than your competitor.
Yes.
Like,
Mhm.
1% better. Like, and a lot of times that just comes down to your organic marketing. Like, what are you doing on organic social media? So, I think there's always a place for social media managers. Um, I think that will always exist. I'm kind of getting this, like, random idea that I just wanna, like I wanna think on it a little bit more before I, like, really go into it, but I think it would be a really great piece of content or podcast episode, like, to really talk about kind of, like, maybe, like, the state of the union for social media managers or organic social or organic marketing. Here I
Mhm.
am throwing out all these ideas. For
I'm
20
writing them down. Don't worry, I'm writing them down.
for 2025 because I think it's just, like, how do we shape it differently? It's just about, like, adapting and pivoting, and so, I think that's what kind of, like, our mission is for the podcast, and so, yeah, I think this water cooler, like, are they ever really easy to read? Like, I don't think I don't think so, but I don't know, this one just, like, really struck a nerve with all of us on the team that we were like, "Whoa," like, this was a lot. It was just a
Yeah.
lot to take in, so I feel like we had to bring it here to the pod.
I also am going to shamelessly plug the hashtag manage hotline. Please vent, call
Mm.
in. Let's share some tea, but also vent. Vent away. Like
Yeah.
I said this last week, obviously we don't like hearing you're sad. We don't like hearing you're
Mhm. Yeah.
frustrated, but sometimes you just do. Sometimes you need a like 24-hour pity party and
Mhm.
sometimes you just need a vent.
Yeah.
Vent it away and
Mhm.
then move on. So let hashtag manage be that platform for you to
Yes.
raise you up.
Yes.
So shameless plug, call in. And since a good transition because we were talking about like the organic feed.
Mhm.
What's on? Let's talk about what's on our feed this week.
What's on our feed this week? From trending topics to interesting conversations, here's what's been catching our attention lately. So, on my feed is Meghan Markle's new documentary docuseries
Oh, I'm so yeah.
show something. Sorry
Yes.
guys, I can't like articulate. I'm so excited. With Love Meghan is coming out on Netflix and I'm so I have mixed emotions because I get it. I get it as that marketer in that position. But it's delayed on debuting for everything that's going on in LA, which definitely makes sense. That is her home. That is where she
Mhm.
lives. It's where it was filmed. And so I will be patient and I will wait for it to come. But I one thing that is so interesting to me, and I know Meghan Markle is a person who you love her or you hate her. I mean, name a celebrity that doesn't fall under that, like, specific, category, but I love her. Like,
Oh,
I'm
I love
like,
her. Oh,
I we're Suits fans over here, like, we like, through and through Meghan Markle. I am here for her, like, um, in Prince Harry, like, I'm here for it. So, I'm so excited. Plus, it meets, like, my favorite things, like cooking and hosting and fun things and, like, Megan stepping into her, like, Ina and Martha era, like, the
yes,
gorgeous
yes,
we
yes,
love.
yes.
So, seeing the hate that has already come out for the show to me is just it's wild, and I think, it kind of goes back to, like, sometimes people just hate seeing women do incredible things, and that's what I'm chalking it up to because I think this is great. I think the last thing I'll say to it, like I said, it's delayed a little bit because of, the LA wildfires, and, like, Megan's getting hate for that. Because we always have to bring
Mhm.
to hate or cancel or whatever, and you know what? You can't bring her down, and I'm gonna binge that as soon as it premieres on Netflix, so I'm so excited. I need all of the Megan content in 2025. I think that's gonna
Uh, yes, and the fact that she's back on Instagram, I'm sorry
Yes.
that I am a Megan this is a Megan stan like, I I will stand with her till the end, okay? I will
Mhm,
stand with her, and not to brag or anything, but, she was a Kappa Kappa Gamma, which I was as well, and our intern, Maggie, is as well, so, like,
mhm,
again, hey, sister queen. But anyways, um, I'm just Megan has been my style icon since
mhm,
2016, okay? So,
yep,
I'm just like, please serve I'm really hoping she uses her Instagram to give us her fashion and,
mhm,
like, she was an OG influencer, like, I'm like,
yeah, yeah,
"Please,
yes, she was.
please share the bag I can't afford, but I'm
Mhm,
going to aspire to get."
yes, yes, I will add it to my wish list, I will add it to my cart knowing I'm never gonna check out, but it's there, and I'm just yeah, no, I think so
No
good.
shame.
Yes,
No shame.
yep, I'm
Um,
here for it.
okay, so on mine, I mentioned this, but it's still on my feed, and that is the Cheers podcast. You guys know if you've been listening, I Avery Woods is one of my favorite influencers, and very
Mhm,
much Avery is one of those people who you love her, you hate her as
mhm,
well.
yeah,
I just think she's so real, and I love seeing influencers who they had a and this is gonna sound bad too, but like a quote real job where it's like a nurse or
mhm,
even a doctor where it's like now they're influencers like talking about fashion, all this stuff. I don't know. To me, it makes them more real to me.
mhm,
Um, so anyways, the Cheers podcast is now an Unwell production, or they're part of the Unwell empire, and I'm so excited for her. I think I said this once and I'll say it again, but she's one of those people who I'm so happy we made famous,
mhm.
essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Again, I agree. She's like you either love her or you hate her. And I'm just like not I don't know. I've got better things to do in 2025 and like I just can't like bring another woman down. So, I just I'm supportive of like all these like people that we ever mentioned here on the podcast
Yeah.
and like in our community, but no, I think it's so awesome. I'm loving seeing like all of like these very like deserving people like become a part of like the Unwell like
Mhm.
crew. So, yeah. No, I think it's awesome news.
This is part one of how to sync your cycle to your social media business. Part two drops this Thursday as one of our very first Cut to the Chase episodes, where we skip our usual segments and dive straight into the topic. We get it. You're busy running your business and don't always have an hour to spare, which is why we're bringing you 30-minute episodes in 2025 that are easy to digest and perfect for your next hot girl walk.
Thanks so much for listening to this episode. If you made it this far, I think we've officially become internet besties. You can always call into the hashtag hotline and say hello, leave a review, or ask your burning questions.
Make sure you follow, rate, and review the podcast wherever you're listening from. Subscribe to the Social Club newsletter for our weekly email, and shoot us a DM over at hashtag Manage on Instagram, letting us know what your biggest takeaway was from this episode.